ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me.
We always kick off our win days by kicking the Packers while they're down, and down they shall stay. As we transition out of the free agency and move into draft season, Dave B. Foster, let's do a quick, I guess, grading of where we stand at this moment. Dave of the Vikings First and Skull, Foster, Legions of Speakers, covering your Vikings and Lions respectively. And as you know me, just the lonely old Bears fan, we're going to figure this thing out before we start adding in some of the kids to the roster. So you all know the Lions, they brought in Pacheco, and what else is going on in Detroit? They brought in some more. Well, they got a new offensive coordinator. Correct, right?
Correct. We went out and got a depth piece at offensive line in Borum, who's a hometown guy who has the capability of playing all over. But right now, he's, I guess, technically our right tackle. Like you said, Pacheco. We brought a couple guys back, like Malcolm Rodriguez and Rocky Sin. Added a decent amount to our secondary as well. Roger McCreary from the Titans. Well, I think he most recently played with the Rams. A couple guys from the Vikings, actually. DJ Wanham, the edge rusher. Tyler Conklin, who's another hometown guy. He went to Central Michigan. I'm a Western guy, but he is lying. But all in all, a lot of depth pieces. A couple guys that had the potential to compete for a starting job, but no big splashes, which I'm not surprised. Some people are, upset with that, of course, because they want all the hot names and pay no attention to the salary cap and how all that works, or how Brad Holmes normally works. But all in all, Brad Holmes is about covering the needs in free agency and then best available in the draft. So I think he did a good job of covering the needs so far. Am I giving a grade?
We'll get to that in a second. So thanks for the recap for those who haven't been keeping up with Detroit news. But the thing that I heard from you was that no sexy splashes, nothing big. It's to bring it back to the 90s. It's Cinemax. You know something's happening. You just can't see it. Dave.
Oh, I forgot about the center. We got a center as well. Cade Mays, who originally played for Carolina. That's it.
Good. Dave.
Now, speaking of nothing big, the Minnesota Vikings signed Kyler Murray on Wednesday. He agreed to terms with the team to play for vet minimum, $1.3 million. It is the most efficient contract under the sun that anybody can have. According to Kevin O'Connell, he will be competing with J.J. McCarthy. We all know that is BS. It's now Kyler Murray's job to lose. Now, he does have to learn the offense and all that, but it's going to be Kyler Murray all the way. Now, Kyler Murray and JJ have histories of injuries. We're going to see how that works out. We still do not have a QB3. That'll probably be coming. We also signed cornerback James Pierre from Pittsburgh. We got him at a good deal. He's coming off of, I think, his 6th season, and he plays extremely well in the backfield. He's done nothing but grow every season. I like that pick.
Unlike Kyler.
Mm-hmm. And we signed our punter yesterday evening, Johnny Hecker. He's 36 years old. He's one of the old timers, 4-time Pro Bowl punter, but those were way back with the Rams. He has experience with our special teams coach and obviously KOC when they were over there as well. Those are the only 3 outside free agents that we've signed. We have put in a bid on Ryan Van Demark from the Bills. He's their swing tackle, young guy. He's a restricted free agent, and he was tagged at 3-point-something million per whatever the rules are, and we offered 4.2. The Bills now have about 4 days left to decide whether they're going to match that or if we get him. Beyond that, all we've done is re-sign our own guys, Eric Wilson, Tavier Thomas, Andrew DePaulo. That's it. We've let go Harrison Smith, but I think that's more a procedural move. Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave have left the building. They were released. And I love the Packers and the Bengals for giving them 2-year contracts apiece and paying for it. It's we're going to get credit for all that extra guaranteed money in 2027. We'll get the credit. We won't get it this year, but we'll get it then. So it's not bad. We won't end up paying it, which is cool. But hey, that's what happened. Ryan Kelly, our center, retired due to his concussion problem. And we're waiting on offseason to start in full, hopefully get to some training camps. That's what I want to see. I want to see the diminutive one line up behind most likely Blake Brandel at center and see how that looks.
Well, Dave, your team isn't the only one that had a center retire unexpectedly. The Bears did too. I think that was the biggest offseason news for the Bears, the retirement of Drew Dahlman. And if I tell you a retirement, it caught everybody off by surprise. I still haven't heard anything from him since he retired. Hope he's doing well in his next stage of his life. But if a retirement is your biggest news of the offseason, I think you know where I'm going with this. The Bears did replace, well, let me not say replace, but the Bears did lose out on 5 cornerbacks. If I don't say 4 starters and 5 quarterbacks who have made a significant dent in the 2025 season. That's Jonathan Owens, that's Jaquan Brisker, that's Kevin Byard, that's C.J. Gardner-Johnson, and I'm missing another one. In any case, the whole secondary has been replaced. Jermaine Ubbins was cut. DJ Moore was traded. It's all. I don't want to say overhaul, but it's going to be a lot of new faces come training camp when we get to Lake Forest. It's going to not the same vibes, guys. If you watched the last episode we did at Frustrated Chicago, we talked about the vibes leaving the building and what that means. Incoming, Kobe Bryant, former safety with the Seattle Seahawks. He's supposedly a guy that can do a little bit of both. He can cover, as he did in college, and he can play in the box as a extra linebacker, I like to call him. So that's where we get with that. You had Jaquan Brisker. He was more of a in the box safety. He wasn't the best in coverage. Not to say he was trash, but he wasn't the best. It wasn't his strong suit. Kevin Byard, his strong suit was more so coverage. He did lead the league in Nashawn Wright is the guy I'm blanking on. But back to Byard. Byard did lead the league in interceptions. He also did lead the league in touchdowns given up for his position. So there is I guess, going out and coming in for the Chicago Bears. To that point, I will say also, I'm sorry, we also did trade for a center from Garrett Newberry from the New England Patriots. Bradbury, I'm sorry, to try to shore up what was lost from Dahlman. Traded left tackle with the Cleveland Browns. Then traded would be signed to the former Cleveland Browns tackle Jedrick Ellis. He's going to, I guess, battle Braxton Jones for the left tackle position. If we've seen this episode before, we don't. don't envision, don't like that where that's going. And the Bears did also sign Devin Bush to, I guess, replace Tremaine Edmonds. So I'm going to piggy off of the vibes coming from Foster and coming from you, Dave. Nothing sexy in this offseason. After an offseason, I guess when we did this show last season around this time, a lot of sexiness. So we was playing for a lot of OnlyFans last year. Now, like I said, it's a lot of Skinemax. There's some stuff going on, but we can't see it, we can't feel it, we can't enjoy it. But
Seems
we know
everybody's getting their salary cap in order.
Yeah, especially for the Bears. That's a good segue, Dave. I know what the Bears are doing. The Bears are pulling money back because they know they got some heavy contracts to pay next offseason. And I like that. I mean, that's responsible. More responsible with I like to be a little more irresponsible with other people's money than I like to imagine, but I appreciate the Bears doing what they got to do so they're not in cap hell. Shout out to the New Orleans Saints come down the road. But so with that said, let's talk about the Packers. Now, the Packers came into the offseason, not a lot of money. They already gave up a whole lot of picks for Micah Parsons. They couldn't really do much this offseason to begin with. But what did they do?
They released Elgin Jenkins, however you pronounce his name. I still haven't got it right.
Elgin? Is it Elgin? Elgin?
And Nate Hobbs.
Mm-hmm.
So that's who they released. They traded away Rashawn Gary and Colby Wooden.
Mm-hmm. If I'm hearing you right, Dave, not sexy over there in Wisconsin either. And
no,
to be
and
fair,
that doesn't include Malik Willis.
Mm-hmm. They lost Malik Willis, that's right.
Kingsley Kingsley E, Romeo Dobbs, Zane Anderson, Emmanuel Wilson, and Rasheed Walker.
Biggest name to lead the Packers was a lot of their coaching staffs and Malik Willis. So, stop me if you ever heard this before. Nothing sexy in Wisconsin either.
No, not unless you like cows.
Pretty sure a lot of Wisconsinans do. But anyway,
that's to each his own.
Hey, as they say, as some people say, love is love. I'm not here to judge. But let's grade this. Let's grade the division free agency period as a whole. The way we sound, and don't take my somber tone for it, but the way it sounds, I want to call it a C. Where are we at with that?
As a whole, the whole body of work?
The whole NFC body of work.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. See,
that would be the best grade I'd give it.
I want to hear the worst grade, Dave. What's the worst grade?
Last year was all, like you said, sexy. We all got the big free agents in. You guys did. We did. Foster, I don't remember what you guys did last year.
I think DJ Reed was our biggest name last year.
And re-signing Davenport.
Oh my God. I thought it was going to be a serious one. Come on, man.
And then there's and the Packers are never standouts in free agency. They
made the splash
DNA.
They made the splash acquisition, though.
Right.
Right before the season started. You're right. Yeah. To give Green Bay some credit, they do draft well and they do train their guys up. I appreciate. I mean, let me not say I appreciate that. I envy that of them.
Mm-hmm.
We have a comment here from the live comment section. Chris, Vikings 30. Vikings get a B+. Bears get a B. Lions get a C-. Packers, a surprising F.
Chris, I love you, brother.
So, if we were to take those grades, we got 2 Bs, a C-, and an F. that averages out to what? That averages out to a flat C, right?
Yeah.
Thanks for the Packers bringing us down, bringing a grade down. It might be a D, to be honest with you, but Foster, you agree with that C grade? Just an overall mid-average off season so far.
Yeah, as a whole, yeah.
Okay. And Dave, you're saying, man, it's if I'm being fair, if I'm grading on a curve, I would agree.
Well, it has been, but it all depends on the quarterbacks, right? Every division depends on their quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at over and unders, and Cincinnati has one of 10.5 or 11.5 games. And then I was like, why? Cincinnati's so dysfunctional. Well, it's because their quarterback. Every game he starts, he pulls out 10 wins every season. So Tim Lyons can tell me what it is, but it is, and that's the reason why. Now, for us, we have your quarterback pay, Mr. Bear Down. And we had Jared Goff. We have Mr. Love up in Wisconsin, who's, I assume, rubbing the side of a cow somewhere. And now we have Kyler Murray in Minnesota. So they're all decent quarterbacks.
I told you Cincinnati had a decent free agency. I mean, they made the defense a little better. You're telling me they over under is now 10.5? Maybe no one. But anyway, that's a different North division. Mm-hmm. You're right, Dave. The other than the supplant of J.J. McCarthy, the NFC North did come into the offseason with their quarterback situations figured out. They got Jared Goff, who's steady. You got Caleb Williams, who's ascending, and you got Jordan Love, who's overrated.
Overrated.
So, okay, yeah. So we should have expected this coming in to this point. When we ended the season in February after the Super Bowl, after the Bad Bunny concert, we should have expected on March 18th, like, you know what? We're just going to tread water. It's going to be a lazy river offseason before we get to the draft. And that's the kind of situation if you told me, I'd have been okay. Okay, I want to start building this team in April as opposed to March. I want to get in where we fit in right at that point. So I'm not even mad at the C grade right now. I'm going to ask this question again when we get back to August. Grade the off season. And I think we're all going to have a higher grade at that point.
Hope so.
Another comment from the last section. The North is going to be the most competitive and exciting division again next year. 3 years in a row. That's from B1 Trucker 662. Appreciate the comment.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Dave, before we
driving around country. B1 Trucker.
I hope so. Hey, drive safe. Dave, before we get to our next segment where we're going to do a mock draft, do you I know how you already know. I know this. If you haven't seen this episode on Vikings versus Skull yet, go check it out. Over under, Dave. 3.5 more games played for J.J. McCarthy as a Vikings quarterback.
3.5 more games?
Total.
I'll go over.
Ooh.
Just for the mere fact that Kyler Murray gets hurt.
I didn't think about that. I thought he would play the whole season, which
he might, and J.J. McCarthy might not see the field at all, other than training camp and preseason.
I doubt it. Unless Kyler gets hurt, I doubt he sees that field. Too much has happened. I don't see it, Dave. I'm gonna hold you to it. 3.5.
Well, we go, 16-0, and we're resting Kyler Murray for the last 2 games.
Fair.
And JJ's come in for another half dozen to finish it off. Yeah, sure.
He's definitely going to breast that record up, Dave. I don't think you want to do that. You start 16-0. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and take a break real fast. On the other side of this break, we're going to do a mock draft because it's that time of season. Draft season is 1 month away. So unfortunately, we got to start mocking. If you're watching live, you know what to do. Stay in your seats. You listen to audio. Our advertising partners got something they want to talk to you about. Check them out.
Need a Garrett's popcorn break.
Welcome back. So I'm not a fan of mock drafts, to be honest with you. It's not really my favorite thing to do, but we got to do it. We are here for content. The people love to talk draft. So as we get started, we're going to do this the old-fashioned way. We are going to pick with the Vikings. We got the Lions and the Bears. We don't let the computer sim the Packers, because the Packers don't have, why am I even talking? The Packers don't even have a first round pick. Right. Get them out of here. They punted on all of off season. So after we get to the 17th pick, Foster, you tell us who you would like at this position. What kind of team needs your team? The Detroit Lions, they got going for them, and we can break it down from that point. Let's go ahead and check that out. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Out of the 15 players you released pay, 10 were defense.
Well, the Bears did have a bad defense, so it does not shock me.
Fired, whatever. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lost.
All right. On the clock, I think we already know who's going to be number one. You got Mr. Mendoza. The Raiders are not going to play around with that. Love a good sim. All right, Detroit, Foster, you are on the clock. Players that were drafted, let me just go ahead and run that down. Mendoza, obviously. Sonny Styles, 1-2. Arvell Reese, number 3. Jeremiah Love, wow, that's high. He's number 4 to the Tennessee Titans. Francois, what's his name? From Miami? Managua, number 5. And I thought who would have been the first Miami player off the board, Ruben Bain, number 6 to the Cleveland Browns. I like that pick. David Bailey from Texas Tech, number 7 to the Commanders. Carnell Tate is going to the Bayou for the Saints. Kansas City Chiefs. Dylan Thyman. Oh, I hate that pick for them.
That's way high for him.
That's high, but I hate that he's going higher. Yeah, I mean, he's a great.
You go higher than that?
Yeah, there's the draft community is in love with him for some reason.
Well, he tested good. I did see.
Yeah. He's going to be a baller, and that's exactly why I don't want him in Kansas City. I heard about enough of them. Monroe Freeling to the Cincinnati Bengals. Shout out to T Lions in the comments. Georgia Bulldog. You got to have enough Georgia Bulldogs on your squad. The Miami Dolphins are getting Mansour Delane from LSU. Kenyon Sadiq to the Cowboys. Caleb Downs to the Rams. C.J. Allen to the Ravens. Spencer Fano to the Buccaneers. And the pick right before Foster, Makai Lemon.
Can you knock Tim Lyons off his comment? My bad.
Yeah, that was diabolical, but my fault. All right, so where we're at now, I know. Well, Foster, before you, I'm a filibuster for you for a second there, Foster. I know you're a little upset that a pick right before you, Makai Lemon, went off the board. I know how the Lions are about first round wide receivers, but given the players that still available,
they love their tight ends.
We love our tight
ends
too. But that room is full. Who's the top tackle? Are you able to?
Oh yeah. The top tackle on the board would be Blake Miller from Clemson.
Oh, okay.
That's who you want. You want. It's saying here your team needs our tackle, defensive lineman, and linebacker. I agree with both of those with all the departures you had.
Is Messidor the top edge rusher? Yeah, fall.
No. Oh, yes, he is. I'm sorry.
Right, yeah. You know what?
Because you lost Muhammad.
We did. So yeah, I'm gonna go Akeem Messidor at 17.
All right, Messidor off the board. Dave, you are back on the clock yourself. Now, Dave, before you make a pick, I got a question for you. Where I guess planning wise, what type of strategy do you like to employ in your draft? Are you more of a best player available guy? You want to get those team needs out the way?
I prefer best player available at need generally. But can I trade down?
Ooh, that's what you would like to do. Is there a reason why you would want to trade down? Is there a particular player you had in mind?
I want more value, more picks. That's what I want. We've only got 9 this year, and I want more in the top 100.
Okay. That's not a bad decision. Now, if we're losing a different, simulator, there were definitely a lot of trade offers. I know when I was playing with this yesterday, some other simulators out there, they were throwing out trade offers left and right. They didn't even seem like real. Like I remember one team offered you, Dave. I offered the Vikings about 9 picks. And
cool.
For the 18th. Like, okay, if you're a giveaway picks.
No, but if we have to pick, I'm going to take Emmanuel McNeil-Warren.
Ooh, the safety out of Toledo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you did say you want to get best player available at the need. Now, let's say if McNeil-Warren wasn't available, would you go for? You would definitely want to trade down, right? But let's just say for S and Gs. Is there any other player out there like on this board right now that you would like?
Well, Jermod McCoy is a satisfactory cornerback. From what I've seen so far, there's I'd like to. Can you click on Jordan Tyson? I'm gonna see his stats.
Jordan Tyson.
How big is he?
He is. Let me see. First look, 6'2", 200.
Interesting. We do need a wide receiver to replace Jalen Naylor, but I don't think we're going to take one in the first round.
Did you say you need a wide receiver, Dave?
Mm-hmm.
Addison might need one for Addison.
Possibly. And his trade value went up with the bottle trade.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Dave, I've had enough out of you. You do not.
Like I said, McNeil-Warren.
I think that was an intentional mute.
Yeah, he's still muted. It's a fine. Or Garrett's popcorn.
Is he?
He's still muted.
I don't know how I mute my. I don't know
There
how.
you go.
Oh, yeah. I thought you had a call or something.
No. I hit that button on accident. But in any case, enough out of you, Dave. Let's go ahead and get you that safety. Don't need a wide receiver, you know it. All right.
Yes, we do, but that's okay.
Bears are on the clock. Now, I prefer best player available in the first round. After that, you can go ahead and get needs. Get greedy, get spicy. But in the first round, these are supposed to be guys who are transformational to your roster. I don't think the Bears need to draft a corner, but if the corner is the best player of the team, the best player available, I think you want to have that discussion like, okay, should we draft this guy? He may be better than who we have now. Or do we want to trade down? Somebody thirsty enough to get him? I think those are the type of questions you want to have. But you can never, ever not think about a tackle, especially in the Bears position. I'm looking at Caden Proctor right here.
Yes, you go for a punter.
Mute Tim. Somebody just go ahead and go into the settings and just go ahead and mute that guy. But in any case, the Bears are in desperate need of a left tackle. You don't know what the future holds for Ozzie Trapillo, and I already told you that Braxton Jones and Jedrick Ellis are going into camp battling for the left tackle position, and that spells all of ick. Don't want it.
But however, you gave away 2/3 of your defense.
Yeah, true, Dave. True. And I'm gonna get into that. A left tackle is the second most important position on an offense. You can argue whether it's the second most important position on your team. I think when you have a quarterback that that is the franchise. You definitely want to edge up that tackle in the important standings, right? However, Caden Proctor, he might be the fourth best tackle in this draft. Do we want to pass up, maybe better defensive players for the fourth best tackle? I don't know. I mean, I'm glad I'm not Brian Poles or Ben Johnson. Got to answer those type of questions. I am taking a defensive player. I'm getting somebody that's going to crease that pocket if it's going to be somebody in the middle. Obviously, the guy that I wanted is gone. Peter Woods might have been exciting for me if he went a little bit lower down there, but I'm gonna go ahead and take Cassius Howe, edge rusher out of Texas A&M. That has been a position that the Bears have desperately needed for years. We need somebody out who's going to create some problems on the outside because we cannot figure out somebody else go opposite of Montez Sweat. So that is where I'm going with the Bears. Go ahead and get that edge rusher, and let's figure some other things out. So full results of this draft soon as Chris Collins were. No, this isn't that. But PFF starts the load. I'm going to give you those full results, but here we go. So I already told you the first 16. Get out of here. Don't care about cookies. So in review, Akeem Mesidor, another Miami guy, off the board in the first round, going to the Lions. You got Emmanuel McNeil-Warren going to Minnesota. I do not like that. I don't like you guys improving your defense. Well, I mean, any other time when the Bears had bum quarterbacks, you didn't want to improve your defense, but now y'all want to come after them. Okay,
bum quarterbacks.
I don't like it. I think you all are conspiring against me. But in any case, after Emmanuel, the Panthers took Jordan Tyson. Jamar McCoy followed him. Keldrick Falk to 21. Omar Cooper to the Chargers. I cannot pronounce my man's name out of Penn State, but you all see him on the screen. He went to Philly. Blake Miller went to Cleveland in a trade. Oh, yeah, Jacksonville Jaguars traded him. And, you all saw me take Cassius Howe out of Texas A&M for the Bears. Caden Proctor went right after him. TJ Parker, 27 to the Niners. Caden McDonald to the Texans. Denzel Boston to the Chiefs. Max Ahijahor? I don't know. To the Miami Dolphins. And Caleb Banks to the Patriots. And to round out the first round of the draft, we got Avion Terrell going to Seattle. Oh, fellas. For S&Gs, how do you think this grade would be drafted? I mean, would be graded?
First round?
Yeah. Just for what you did.
B.
You think you got to be there, Dave?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and see what these grades look like. Let me see. I don't think they graded on this site, but okay.
No,
in any case,
does it as an overall?
Oh, okay.
The whole thing.
All right. They don't give me an individual.
No.
I must be confusing them with somebody else.
It should give you when you go to save it or whatever.
Oh, here we go.
There we go.
Here we go. I was on the wrong chart. So, Dave, you said you would have assumed you got a B, right?
Right.
PFF says, yeah, they agree with you. B. Someone in the comments I saw, they said you reached for that guy.
Yeah, Chris.
Oh, yeah, your boy. Chris Vikings 30. Dave, you reached for that safety from Toledo.
Mm-hmm.
They say no.
All right.
Well,
We're going to see.
It's, who's available. We couldn't trade down because I would have been right there. I would want to trade down, but
that's exactly why you trade down. You don't want to reach for a guy. That's the worst thing you could ever do. Foster, what about you? What would you think your grade would be? for your pick?
B minus, because he's not the best edge rusher out there. I didn't like you said, Proctor it's like a top. It's probably the fourth best tackle, so I didn't like taking the fourth best tackle as my number one pick or whatever. So, but it fulfills a need, and the Lions have been waiting for us to draft a edge rusher since Hutch that high.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no. They like it.
PFF also grades on position value. So if you grab your guy at a position of need or a high value position like edge versus mine, which was a safety, which is a lower value position, they're going to give you that extra boost.
I think we definitely interviewed him at the combine too. So he's somebody that he's older, which could mean that the ceiling is a little lower, but the floor should be higher. So he should be ready to go.
And the Bears got an A for theirs too. Cassius Hal, A grade. I'm looking at the comments. I saw someone say that he does not fit the mold. Where is that comment? Oh yeah. So Joseph in the comments, he says, "How nah, small, short arms." Yeah, I mean, that could be a problem. But he's an edge. I don't know. I've seen edge be a lot of edges out there. Not a lot. Let me just say that I've seen edges with short arms that didn't fit the prototypical body frame have some success. I'm not saying that outliers are the story for Hal, but I'm gonna keep an open eye on it. You all want to do it again, or?
Oh, you muted yourself again. If you're trying,
I'm fine. Either way, I got plenty of whiskey.
Yeah, it'll be different a second time. So yeah, that'll give us a different set of variables, right?
Yep.
Yeah, let's try it one more time. This time, don't mess up, Foster.
What I do?
It's all Foster's fault.
Let's do a new one. We're going to pick the. Oh no, I did it already too many times today. All right, don't worry about it.
Oh, what?
I'm not paying for that. So
yeah, definitely not.
I'm surprised you don't have an account.
Oh,
how much?
I have enough. I have enough accounts doing this stuff, Dave.
Damn,
I'm running out of passwords.
I was ready to mess it up.
It's just it's interesting who needs what. Obviously, the Bears, they're going to need a whole bunch of defense, and they'll go high on that. The Vikings could use a lot of defense, and we'll go high on that. However, there's that wide receiver 3 position I'm wanting. Detroit, you guys need O-line.
Need a tackle for sure.
Packers need O-line as well.
Yeah, but again, like I said, I don't feel comfortable just drafting for need. Jahmyr Gibbs is an example. He is probably you can make a strong argument that he's the best running back in the league. The Lions had no business drafting him.
June was up in arms about that. I mean, he was up in arms about that.
No business drafting him. Not at that position. Not at that position in the first round, and not that position in particular. But
traded up for him, I think.
You would know better than me. But see, so while the Bears do need a tackle, if there's a better defensive player out there, I would rather have a defensive player. And the same thing goes on the other side of the round. If the better player on the board is a tackle, get that tackle.
You always want good players, whether you need them or not.
You can never go wrong with good players. Never. You figure out a good player is going to stand out and get himself put on the field. However it happens.
And Randy Moss.
Mm-hmm.
We had no need for a running back nor a wide receiver when we took Randy Moss. But they were the best player
That's what the
available,
Cowboys did.
without doubt, and we sucked them up. Turned into Pro Bowlers.
Oh, yo.
Hall of Famers.
That's exactly what I mean, Dave. A good player, a great player is going to find his way on the field, and he's going to be worth his weight in salt. And I just know that our teams are going to do the same thing. They're not going to do anything ridiculous and overpay for a player. Let's say an edge, maybe one of the best edges in the league, but they're not going to overpay for him by giving away multiple years of draft capital. None of our teams are stupid like that. So who do you think the Packers are going to draft in the second round?
Drafting a guy that was considered a fourth rounder in like the first or second round. They make mistakes.
Yeah, the color scheme is a whole mistake, but it's a Wisconsin thing. Mm-hmm. What you got coming up there on Bleachers and Speakers this week, Foster?
Oh, what we got? Well, the Tigers are almost out of spring training. They just got the young player breakout game this weekend, but the coach will have a season preview show coming up when the rosters are officially set, which could be this Sunday. But yeah, outside of that, Pistons coverage, about 15 games left of the NBA season, and should have some draft coverage. It's about that time. We're about a month away from the draft, so yeah, it's about time to get rolling on that.
Mm-hmm.
A month away from the draft. Oh, from the NFL. I thought you said
no, not the NBA. No, yeah, the NFL draft.
Yeah. Definitely want to check out all the Detroit sports scene coming from Bleachers and Speakers. Dave, you had a great episode when you broke down Kyler Murray, that big news there. But coming up on Vikings First and Skull, what's new?
We got the Real Forno show tomorrow night. I haven't a clue what he wants to talk about. We did a mock draft on Monday, and then Sunday we'll have Tool Bloggers with Darren and I, and we do our commentary, some of it with a sarcastic bent. And if YouTube would answer what's wrong with a video, I've got a Skull search that's loaded, but I can't load the thumbnail for some reason, and I've messaged support at Google. Hopefully they'll figure it out. Once it does,
pay too much money for this.
I know.
I feel like these support. I feel like they break stuff on purpose so you can talk to support, just to justify that they have support.
Mm-hmm.
I have the same issue at least once a month with Riverside and some other places. Frustrated Chicago sports fan.
I've had it on YouTube where it wouldn't take a thumbnail, and the thumbnail's within size limits. It should easily.
Yeah, it should fit right in there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she said. Over at Frustrated Chicago Sports Fans channel, we are covering all sports with the Chicago bend. I saw in the comments, we think the White Sox are going to be better than the Twins this year. I do not share that same thoughts. I think the Sox
Twins
are going to
stink.
Twins are
bad. Yes. I am fading the Twins all season. I am fading the White Sox all season. But you know who isn't fading the White Sox? Well, check out my good homies over on the channel, JJ3 and Harry. They have the White Sox coverage every week, posting on Thursday. I do a Cubs show on Friday. It will be all summer long with this type of content, as we also are paying attention to the offseason happenings, news, draft coverage for the Chicago Bears. And, well, the Bulls will be looking to win the lottery once again. But you can catch all of this at the first Chicago Sports Fan channel. Who's going to make the playoffs?
When are the NBA playoffs?
Oh, they start about mid-April.
Yeah.
April.
Mid-April. So you got about 3 weeks left.
Well, we got March Madness coming up
Tomorrow. You all got your brackets in already?
I
No,
just
I don't follow
finished it right
college
before the show.
I haven't started yet, but I will. I in the next 12 hours, I will have 10 brackets done. I promise
Oh
you
my
this.
God.
I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I will.
AI, pick my bracket for me. Give me a winner.
That's how people probably do it nowadays.
That's correct.
Hey,
Ask the robot.
that's the robot. Have it fill it out
I mean,
for you.
if all you do is hit once out of what 67 billion, I think that's it.
Well, it's like the lotto, you know,
Mhm.
mega ball, whatever. You do the pick for me thing. They occasionally win.
Hey, Gemini, go ahead and make me 68 billion different brackets. We'll find one of them that's right.
But the perfect one?
Hey, that's all it takes is one. Hey, I'm not the math guy. All them nerds made this robot for this. Get to work. This is what you were made for. Get to work. Do my homework for me.
Mhm.
What do they say over there in Detroit there, Foster? Gets more and more tepid every week. Dave.
No. Minnesota, we say Skull Vikings.
And as always in Chicago,
The Bears.